and Nick Durst, live on the UCY.TV network.
Spanning your radios coast to coast and all around the globe, it's sports, politics, and more right here on the UCY.TV networks, also available on the TuneIn app. And it's episode 15. And I am your host, Nick Durst. And joining me as always will be John Thomas Brown. He's currently still commuting home on the bus. We, as most of you know, live in the tri-state area, and boy, oh boy, were there some issues with the Lincoln Tunnel today. Took a long time to get into the city, and a long time to get out of it. But if you have any questions for us, or you want to talk about anything, give us a call tonight. 1-718-717-8296 is the number to call right here. And you can also write to us on the UCY Lobby chat, which is where we'll always answer your questions and comments. Or you can tweet me at Nick_Durst. Of course, tonight we're going to have the 10 at 10 with AJP, Andrew Jason Pollock. He'll be giving us the 10 reasons why. He'll be giving us the 10 reasons why the protesters are just crazy. It's really not safe. And we're also going to talk about other protesters, such as the mayor of New York City, saying it's a great idea to have the protesters. Then we're also going to speak about, obviously, President-elect Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, her rage fit that she had after she lost, and why she didn't speak to the people at Javits Center. We're going to talk MLB Hot Stove, also talk NFL Week 10-11, and we're also going to talk a little Survivor Series. But joining us right now is the phenomenal one, A.J. Pollock. Andrew, our field reporter. Andrew, how are you today?
Hey, Nick. Weird that John isn't on with us, but hey, I'm glad to be on the air as usual, and we have a lot to discuss tonight.
And let me just start off by saying this. It's been over a week now since the election, and guess what? Donald Trump still won! So all these crazy people saying, not my president, well, you're right, he's not your president yet. He's going to be president in January. And it's so funny, Andrew, all these people saying that, he's already been elected and he's doing a terrible job. Well, he hasn't been elected, but in his time being presidential elect, he's already done a lot for the country. In fact, he had Russia and Syria announce they want to have peace with the U.S. For some reason, John McCain said that's a bad idea. He made history. He had the first woman to successfully manage a presidential campaign. And the Dow has hit a record high, as well as the U.S. dollar. And he's doing great stuff without even being in office yet. Don't you agree? And the only bad thing that's happening, everyone was like, oh, I feel for our safety from foreigners. No, it's these idiots that are protesting. Isn't that right?
Well, certainly I have to agree with you. Honestly, I feel that even though Trump is not really the president until January 20th, obviously, he really has done a lot for America positively. I mean, you've just talked about the results. I've certainly seen them myself. And listen, in about 5 minutes, I'm going to give you at the 10 of 10, 10 dumb reasons why these protesters are stupid. I came up with this list right before I went to, Northwell Health today. And let me tell you, this list is spectacular.
Oh, I can't wait. There's lots of anticipation, and I'm sure all of our fans are going to give their list as well, and it's going to be great stuff. And we have
I'm sure Otto will say Hillary Clinton,
Oh, yeah,
Hillary
Otto.
Clinton, Hillary Clinton.
So, first of all, Otto
Because he's
says
doing a great job in the chat right now, by the way.
60% of Portland rioters were either from out of state or not registered voters. I would say at least a minimum 50% of the voters. I mean, 50% of the protesters, aka rioters, actually didn't even vote. And they want to talk about entitlement because Trump's president. The real entitlement is these people who don't have to go to class for school or go to a job. They get to just hang out all day in the streets. And
Oh, hang on. Sorry to interrupt, but Otto just said a very brilliant thing about our idiot mayor, de Blasio.
Right, so don't.
He said that MFer needs to be hung by the neck until the twitching stops. That was funny.
As everybody knows, we're obviously talking de Blasio tonight. So let's talk about him now. Lead into the 10 of 10. So Andrew, for those non-New Yorkers, why don't you tell everybody what de Blasio said about the rioters?
Well, he basically said the other day, I think it was on Monday, that, listen, you guys can keep protesting. I don't care at this point. And it just proves that every single day that this dumb idiot Big Bird, yes, which is a good term to be using here, this idiot Big Bird has no clue what's going on in his city overall. So when you cannot be encouraging these protesters to be, oh, well, we're just going to protest because Trump... Listen, de Blasio should be keeping his mouth shut. Anything else that he says at this point is irrelevant.
Absolutely. And then, for those of you
By the way, I have an announcement for everybody. Today, I officially endorsed Bo Dietl for mayor. Okay, remember that, people.
Right, and keep it locked here on Spam, because we will definitely be talking the New York City mayoral race in the months to come. But
yes,
for those of you that aren't aware, today, Bill de Blasio stormed the Trump Tower to meet with presidential-elect Donald Trump. I don't think it went too well in there, but then he had a press conference outside of the Trump Tower. Did you happen to see any of that?
Actually, I was at Northwell today, and believe me, when I saw the news that he was at Trump Tower, it irritated me more, because I know the relationship very well between Mayor de Blasio and President-elect Trump. Those two, let me tell you, they despise each other, okay? They do not like each other in the first place. So for de Blasio to talk to Trump, it really didn't help de Blasio either way. It just made him look more dumb as it is. And look, Arnold just said de Blasio is a commie, plain and simple.
Yeah, it's de Blasio's got some major issues, and his whole campaign now he's trying to capitalize on these protesters. That's why he said, "Oh, it's great we have them," because he wants to get all their votes, even though most of them probably aren't from New York or aren't registered to vote. Or he's all about the minority votes. He does not care about the cops, and that's a disgrace, isn't it?
It is a disgrace.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't know, Andrew, our field reporter, is very much into the benevolent society and how we should give back to them. Isn't that right?
Yes. The New York Police Benevolence Association, I feel, has been mistreated since de Blasio has got in, and I certainly have not heard Dietl talk about the PBA. I feel that if Bo Dietl is going to bring up the issue of policing overall under this administration, I guarantee you right now, the PBA is going to endorse this man, despite him running as a Democrat. It benefits the NYPD overall to basically take a stand against Mayor de Blasio.
Absolutely. And now, it's 8:10, So you know what that means, Andrew. It's
Yes.
time for 10. At 10, Andrew, Jason Pollock, AJ Pollock, the phenomenal one, Andrew, is going to give us the top 10 reasons why these protests, aka riots, are very dangerous and need to stop. Go ahead, Andrew.
Well, I will happily get into my reasons because I think the world and America needs to clearly get their heads straight together after I talk to you about my list. So, number one, they are ingrates. Plain simple. What I mean by ingrates is they don't understand that they live in a free country and that at the end of the day, the Electoral College said, plain simple, Donald Trump will be the 45th president. So you all have to understand that you accept it at the end of the day, deal with Trump, and just stay at home. Don't do
And not for nothing, Andrew. The majority, like Trump said today, if it was about the popular vote, he would have been in Texas, California, and New York. He could have campaigned there and won. But the fact of the matter is, I think Trump. What he won? He had 39 states he won, so a significant difference.
I'll pull up that stat in a sec after I read to you number two, which we talked about it just now. Why are they protesting when they're not registered to vote? Nick, can you explain me this? Because I can't understand why they're doing this, even though, hello, where were you on November 8th? You weren't voting.
Well, this is the thing. From what I see, the majority of these protesters are either unemployed or just pretty dumb college students, and they think this is like the popular thing to do, the thing that's trendy and all that. I can't speak about the rest of the country other than where was it? Was it Texas or California where those idiot protesters went on the highway and a girl got hit by a car? Did you happen to see that?
Yes, believe it or not, this morning, as soon as I woke up, my Twitter feed was all over talking about it. I'm like, okay, this is the same equivalency of Black Lives Matter. They're doing the same thing. What in the world? It made me disgusted. By the way, I just looked up the electoral, and it just said that 30 states, believe it or not, 30 of them were carried for Donald Trump. 306 votes.
So there you go. He 30 to 20. It's a big difference. And then also with these protesters, the ones in New York, most of them are these NYU students who A, aren't even American, and then B, the ones that aren't from New York, and C, they're not registered to vote. They're just stupid. NYU is the worst type of students. They just absolutely just so dumb when it comes to what's going on in the rest of the world. They're in their own little bubble. That's why you see these people hanging out at Union Square. And they have nothing better to do. But back to your list, Andrew.
Not to mention, before I go into number 3, they're at Columbus Circle every day protesting in front of Trump International Hotel, which makes it why I bring in the number 3. You just said it. They're foreigners. Why are they protesting? They have no business.
Absolutely.
Okay, now we're going to get into other reasons, which we haven't covered. They are blocking traffic. Okay, I had to bring this up because yesterday I was on 57th Street. Okay? Keep that in mind. It's never been as bad as it's been overall around Trump Tower before he got elected. Now he gets elected, it's bad enough for 3 reasons. Number 1, we have the Secret Service protecting 56th and 5th at all times. 2, you're going to have gridlock alert days coming up during the holidays, which is going to make it more worse. And 3, the protesters, the obvious reasons. They are basically making the traffic to and from the Ed Koch Bridge a nightmare.
Otto says that for the protesters and all the traffic, it's like Black Friday with only one Xbox. So everyone's fighting for that one Xbox.
Well, listen, if you want that one Xbox, just go to 53rd Street. Microsoft's right there.
All right, number 4.
That was number 4, sorry.
All right, number 5.
They are civilly disobedient, and that goes into number 6. They are destroying property. They are misusing police patrol. They don't disperse when the police tell them to. So that right there is reasons 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Someone's going to get hurt.
Oh, no question.
You expressed somebody got hit by a car, but something worse is going to happen. And you're right, they're not obedient. They need to listen to the law. And that goes back
my
to
fear. My fear coming
back.
up, Nick. My fear coming up with these protesters are, I just said it, the holidays are coming up. We have tourists who are going to be walking down Fifth Avenue because, not to mention that Saks Fifth Avenue canceled their holiday display ceremony today. They're still going to keep it up. But now because of the antics going around on 56th Street, the tourists are going to be afraid to come into New York during the holidays.
And that goes back to Mayor de Blasio encouraging this.
He should not be.
He's
it
sticking along.
Tourists.
Now listen to this quote from Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel. He's making this statement as if it's an Emancipation Proclamation, declaring to all. He says, to all those who are, after Tuesday's election, very nervous and filled with anxiety, you are safe in Chicago. You are secure in Chicago. You are supported in Chicago. Is he forgetting, as mayor?
Oh, no. Mike Gallagher was talking about that this morning.
Rahm Emanuel is the mayor of the place with the highest crime rate in America, which has the most gun violence.
Prohibition on guns.
Just for him to say that is a joke.
It is a joke.
Yep, so we got 2...
Prohibition. Remember that, people. Prohibition.
We got 2... before we get to the rest of the list here, we have Otto saying, CNN harping on the traffic in New York City like it's the greatest issue ever. It didn't learn a thing. Yeah, they're covering these little minor issues that don't even matter. And MSNBC, like Rachel Maddow, like she's not a good journalist. She's so one-sided, and they're covering like these stupid things like traffic. Traffic. Traffic is so bad in New York every single day. That's not the issue. The issue here is the stupid protesters. And Andrew, you got 2 more reasons as to why they need to stop. Go ahead.
Okay, number 9, and we've seen this obviously. They are leaving the classroom on purpose to protest.
Yep, it's not good for the education system in America.
It's a shame. It's a shame. These teachers should feel embarrassed. They really should be.
Yeah, and the problem is these kids, they're getting away with it because they're saying, oh, they're so messed up. They need safe places. Get them some coloring books. They need a color.
Oh, no. Mark Simone was discussing that.
Get them coloring books. Cancel the finals. I didn't get things canceled for me in college for anything. And now all of a sudden, because some students don't agree with the election outcome, even though that's why
I go into reason number 10. They believe that if they protest, she will be president.
Yeah, not happened. I also saw people said Bernie Sanders could become president. No, he can't!
It's so idiotic. It's so dumb.
So, there you had it. Your 10 of 10 for tonight. And Andrew did the 10 of 10 in a new record, 9 minutes. That's a job well done from you.
Hey, listen. Right before I left my house, as I said, I came up with this list because I was so annoyed about, these protesters, and that's why I had to do it.
Now, how do you feel about Soros being caught red-handed funding anti-Trump protests, paying these protesters $15 an hour?
Soros needs to get arrested.
Well, at least you could say this: under the Trump administration, he's already getting new jobs in America, like he promised, getting $15 an hour. These protesters.
Speaking of the man who hates George Soros the most in the media, it's Michael Savage. Remember that, people. Which, remember, tomorrow he's getting inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame. So, if Michael Savage is listening, congratulations on your induction tomorrow, and I will be keeping an eye on it.
Absolutely. All right, so Andrew, as we wait for John, and when John gets here, he's got a lot to say about Hillary not giving a concession speech.
Oh, John's upset Hannity's not getting in.
Hannity's great. He's a great broadcaster.
Because I'm more of a Savage guy.
I think Mike and Mad Dog should have got in, but that's a discussion for another day. So I'd like to discuss with you now. Obviously, we have the 30th Survivor Series this Sunday from Toronto. The return of Goldberg. Very excited for that match. So let's start there. We have Goldberg taking on Brock Lesnar. Who do you see winning this match?
Unfortunately, I'm going to go with Lesnar. Lesnar is still in his prime. Goldberg's going to Suplex City. Goldberg is going to try to do something, but in the end, Lesnar's going to nail the F5 or break his arm with the Kimura lock.
I would agree with you.
And let's see if Goldberg's head's going to bleed.
Listen, I'd love to see Goldberg win, but...
And his head's going to bleed!
We both know Lesnar's going to win. I don't know how Goldberg's going to survive all the suplexes.
He can't.
No. All right, we got Kalisto taking on Brian Kendrick for the Cruiserweight Championship. If Kalisto wins, the Cruiserweight brand goes to SmackDown. Kalisto's definitely winning. What do you think?
Kalisto's going to bring that Cruiserweight title to SmackDown. SmackDown Live's going to have Cruiserweights.
And because the new 205 Cruiserweight show on WWE Network, available for $9.99, is going to be airing right after SmackDown, and it's going to be taped in the same arena as SmackDown Live. So it makes sense. Then we have The Miz, the new Intercontinental Champion, 6-time champ, taking on Sami Zayn. If Sami Zayn wins, the title goes to Raw. How do you see this one playing out?
Well, I was a little bit upset that Ziggler did not defend the title last night. And, I would like to see the IC title go to Raw. So I'm going to go with Sami Zayn. See,
I'm not sure how this one's going to play out. I can see Sami Zayn winning, and then Miz goes to Raw because he needs to get a rematch. That'd be pretty cool.
Raw would be awesome.
Absolutely awesome.
Raw.
Or we could see Sami Zayn win, and he could somehow say, "I'm not keeping this on Raw. I'm staying on SmackDown somehow." But I don't know. Hopefully, the Miz wins, but I'm not really sure. Then we have the tag team Survivor Series tag team match. Team SmackDown taking on Team Raw. Team Raw is capped by the greatest tag team of all time, your WWE
World Tag Team Champions!
And then SmackDown is captained by the joke of a tag team, Heath Slater and Rhino. I don't know if their King Booker pep talk last night's going to pay off. I think Team Raw should win. What do you think?
I just said it. Team Raw's going to win.
But there is a reason why I could see them SmackDown somehow winning with American Alpha, because if we move on to the women's match, Raw's women's team is definitely going to win. They're such a better team. Nia Jax is a monster. Charlotte's the greatest of all time. Sasha Banks is very good. Bayley's great. Alicia Fox is going to get eliminated within 10 seconds, though.
Well, the thing about this match is I still thought after the WWE draft that SmackDown had the better roster in terms of women. But believe it or not, Raw somehow has basically shown us that these women are somehow way more talented than SmackDown is supposed to be.
So much better.
So, in terms of who's going to win, I honestly feel that Raw should win, because when you look at Charlotte Flair, Bayley, Nia Jax, and Alicia Fox and Sasha Banks, what's the point? I mean, Nikki Bella, Becky Lynch...
Nikki Bella should not be captain of SmackDown's team. Natalya should have been. She's a better wrestler.
Her neck almost got broken last night.
She is not captain material, and I just don't understand why she's captain over Becky Lynch or Natalya.
I can't understand that either because she has the veteran experience. Give me a break.
Yeah, Natalya has more better
They're
experience.
weak now. They're weak.
Then we have the Raw versus SmackDown men's match. And before we say who's gonna win, what did you think of on Monday night when the Team SmackDown came out with their mascot James Ellsworth to Raw? Wasn't that pretty cool?
I thought it was interesting. I mean, I didn't expect it. A lot of people didn't expect it, and that's what made Raw's ending pretty interesting last Monday night. It was fun to watch the ending, and especially see how Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins for one night was able to put AJ Styles to a pile of SmackDown wrestlers.
Yeah, and you know it was funny when Strowman was destroying Shane McMahon. I was definitely expecting his old-time rival, James Ellsworth, to jump in there. Didn't you think he was going to try to take down Strowman?
I couldn't think about that because Strowman was going crazy in that ring.
Absolutely. So if you look at this match, again, it's a big mismatch. Raw's team is so much better, in my opinion.
Yes, they are.
So who do you think's going to win this match?
I'm going to have to agree with you at the end. I've been thinking about this carefully, and I feel at the end of the night, Raw's going to come on top. I'm sorry for, going against SmackDown, even though I find SmackDown a little bit easier to keep an eye on, but, Raw just has the strength at the end of the day. And if they don't win, I will be stunned.
They quite literally have the strength. If you look at Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman,
especially Strowman, they don't. SmackDown does not have a guy like Strowman on their team.
So this is what I'm going to say. I think Raw will win as well, and it's either going to come down to like Strowman destroying everybody, or like Roman Reigns, or it might come down to Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles, which would be really cool. The champ versus the champ.
That would be awesome.
And we could see who the real champ that runs the camp is. But this is the only way SmackDown can win. If it comes down to Dean Ambrose against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, and then Dean Ambrose hits 2 dirty deeds in a row to get the victory for SmackDown, then he could say to AJ, see, I should be champ. I led this team SmackDown to victory.
Well, it's a very good possibility if you look at the way that this matchup is set. It could go either way. And by the way, Shane McMahon, he's not going to last that long.
No, probably not. So what did you think of The Undertaker returning last night?
Well, that was certainly a great way to promote the show. And listen, I'm a little bit nervous now on what's going to happen if SmackDown loses. Because if SmackDown loses, I don't know what's going to happen in terms of Undertaker. Does this mean that Undertaker wants a rematch with Shane McMahon, which I feel is stupid? But no, it's not going to happen.
This is what could happen with Undertaker. A few things. He could team up with his brother Kane to take on Bryan Randy Orton.
Yes, that could happen.
He could be mad at the captain of Team SmackDown, AJ Styles, and take on AJ Styles at some point.
Possibility.
And he could win the title from AJ, and then he could verse John Cena for the title at WrestleMania. That would be a pretty big match.
There's a problem. How many times would Undertaker be on TV?
Not too well. He said he's back now. I don't know. Or he could enter the Royal Rumble, which would be cool. But Andrew, I know you got to go, so if you have to go, feel free to do so. But I just wanted to tell you before you go, it's the scarf for Jericho. Try it on, man.
Oh no! I like that list, but I don't know if I'm gonna wear a Chris Jericho scarf. Likely not.
If you don't like Chris Jericho, you know what happens to people who don't like Chris Jericho?
You make the list!
You make the list, Andrew! You make the list! And that's our wrestling talk. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll try to get as much wrestling talk in as possible. And Andrew, like I said, if you gotta go, you gotta go. But before you go, I want you to comment on this comment from Otto. And he's talking about your former congressman. And he says, I'm not like Anthony Weiner. So what's your take on Weiner's role in taking down Hillary?
I really have to get into that because, wow. Wow. Listen, I mean, Anthony Weiner, I want to thank him very much for helping Trump get elected. Because a Weiner basically took down Hillary Clinton exactly with that October surprise on October 29th. If that did not come out, I am telling you right now, this race would have been different. So, Anthony Weiner, thank you very, very much for helping Trump win the presidency.
And how do you feel about? Do you think that Hillary was throwing stuff at Huma, fired her after all that happened?
Listen, no one's seen Uma Abedin since.
She's missing.
Yeah, no one knows where she is. Well, then again, she did that mannequin challenge.
I didn't see that. That must have been awful.
Yeah, she was in it.
If anyone wants to give us a call, 718-717-8296. We'll be taking your calls on anything that you want to talk about. This little come, we got me and John's NFL picks, MLB Hot Stove Talk. And we're going to be talking Hillary Clinton's post-election meltdown. Andrew, do you have to go? Just let me know. If you have to go, it's fine.
Yeah, I got to get going just in case because, again, I got stuff to do before South Park. It's on at 10 o'clock.
All right, leave our fans with your last remarks here. Anything from either wrestling or the political landscape, whatever you want to say before you go.
First of all, I want to quickly say about Survivor Series. I think this is the biggest one out of the 30 years that we've had this pay-per-view. So, overall, I think it's going to have major implications for both the Raw and SmackDown brands going further. In terms of politics, I'm still looking forward to hearing who's going to be on Trump's staff. And, again, I am really hoping that everybody who is listening, please, if you have 5 seconds, Google the name Bo Dietl. That's all I'm asking.
And you released your official endorsement today. So where can people find you on social media to see that?
Well, I'm going to be using social media a lot in the next couple of months to, even if I'm volunteering and or maybe advising Dietl in the next couple of months, which I'm hoping I do. Which, speaking of which, I am going to try to meet with Bo once 2017 comes. Which, what's the point of meeting him when Manhattan's in gridlock? So, yeah, I look forward to hopefully talking to Bo in the next couple of months or volunteering for him. So, anybody on social media wants to keep an eye on this campaign, which I will be doing a lot. At Andy's Randomness. Okay? At Andy's Randomness. You will see my hashtag in the bio, which will say, and I quote, Drain Big Bird.
There you have it. It's Andrew, our field reporter, and any message for Don.
One more thing. I'm on Snapchat a lot. So please, if you want to find me on Snapchat, it's Andrew Sports Fan. Okay? Remember that name very carefully if you want to see me on Snapchat, which I clearly use it more than Twitter. So. And
Andrew, if you could, for those people that tuned in late, why don't you give everybody an update on where John is?
Well, I have to go in a few minutes because, as I said, I have personal stuff to do before South Park begins. So, John, believe it or not, is actually trying to come home from his office on 33rd Street and 6th. So he's somehow still stuck in Manhattan or wherever he is right now. So he'll be coming soon. So don't worry. And if he doesn't, don't worry, everybody. Nick works at Bleacher Report. So you can basically listen to him brag about his NFL picks, which will be fun. It really will be.
And, quick spoiler, John isn't here, but he already picked the Giants to win this week. He does every week.
Oh, man. See, the thing is, the Giants are playing a bad team. The next 2 weeks before they play Dallas, it's only two awful teams.
They better get 2 wins. I'll be in the building this Sunday. All right, Andrew. There you have it. AJ Pollock, the phenomenal one, Andrew Sports sports fan. Thanks, Andrew, for calling in tonight.
Take care. Enjoy being in the rain on Sunday, and we will hopefully talk again next week.
Absolutely. Take care. Spike your hair. Woo, woo, woo. You know it.
Yes, I actually have spike hair today. I got a haircut, so yeah.
I got my Zack Ryder shirt on right now.
All right, man. Take care.
Take care. Enjoy Survivor Series. So that was our field reporter, AJ Pollock, the phenomenal one, Andrew. And now, as we wait for John, we have some comments here in the chat room. And let's start with our favorite commenter, Otto, who says, talk about the liberal media meltdown. The large amount of rash treatment going around CNN Plaza and 30 Rock. And that reminds me here. Why don't you all write to us in the chat or call us or tweet us. I'm at Nick_Durst. Who do you think is the most biased and worst election coverage reporter? The whole election cycle and as till today. Let me know. Baconator says, I've never seen them this openly panic and unprepared how to respond. And then he says, I have a feeling, or he or she, I have a feeling they weren't invited to the big George Soros meeting in D.C. with a Democrat, big wigs on how to respond. So they're flailing around, throwing everything in a sink. So, yeah, the liberal media, just the media in general for the most part, they're in a panic here. And Trump is just like a scapegoat right now in the media for Obama's struggles, affairs, blaming everything on him. And, you know, it's not fair, and he's not being portrayed well. And all these stupid celebrities like John Oliver, Trevor Noah, who aren't even American, should have no say in this nonsense. And they're all about fear-mongering. You know, they said if Trump wins, he'll lead us into war. But really, within 48 hours of Trump being named president-elect, Russia and Syria both announced their desire for peace with the United States. So, as we say, already off to a great start there. And then we have Otto here saying CNN's Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo are the worst in the post-election aftermath. Well, you said CNN, you lost me there because I didn't watch them at all during this election season because I knew that they were going to be just terrible. George Stephanopoulos, though, should be embarrassed on ABC because he looked like he saw a ghost. And he's reporting on ABC. He should have been less biased. Jules says, we're not the only ones who feel that way. OMG had a room full who aren't alternative media, who see the same BS we do. Big Air says, the amount of CNN you listen to would make my ears bleed towards Otto. And then Jules said, we did damage for sure. Zang, yeah, America stood up together. And they said enough is enough with all this scandal and elected Donald Trump president. So, again, the fear-mongering media said, if Trump wins, women will lose their rights. Well, Trump made U.S. history by having the first woman to successfully manage the presidential campaign. Then they also said, if Trump wins, we'll live in fear for our safety. The only danger to the public safety now is the mob. The mob is angry liberals rioting in the streets because they have nothing better to do. So the same people that were worried about their safety are now putting others in danger. How do you all feel about that? I think it's an absolute disgrace. And it just doesn't make much sense to me as to how you could say you're worried about your safety, but then you're going out and putting other people in danger. Does not make sense to me. They also said, if Trump wins, the economy will die. Well, within 2 days, the Dow hit record highs. Record highs. Think about that. How long has the stock market been around? Record highs under Donald Trump. And the Asian stock market crashed. Well, or went down. That's because they know that not everything's going to be in China anymore. Bringing things back to America. Make America American again. And then the Dow also made the dollar its highest value in decades, which is amazing because now the U.S. dollar is highly valued again. Lastly, if Trump wins, immigrants aren't welcome with the fear-mongering. media said. Well, that's not true because, Donald Trump's wife, Melania, is an immigrant. So we had the first ever non-American born First Lady, which is great. And again, Donald Trump never said we're not having immigrants. He just said we're not having illegal immigrants. So, if you're an immigrant, you can come here. Just come legally. Don't be sneaking into the country. And no, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, we're talking about SNL in the chat here. So, SNL, Otto says, had shown the most massive showing of hurtness and total misreading of the situation. That's correct. That opening segment with Kate McKinnon singing Hallelujah. First of all, it's a comedy show. It's supposed to be funny. That wasn't funny as being Hillary Clinton. They're not supposed to show bias. After all, they just had Trump on a few months ago, got the highest ratings when he was the host. No appearance by Alec Baldwin as Trump. He must have been too busy packing a move. Is Baldwin moving to Canada? I don't know. But apparently, he was so mad that he refused to come on. Refused to come on the show to do Trump. That's just a disgrace because Donald Trump's the president-elect. Typically, after a president's elected, that person's character gets on the show. I don't know who they're going to get to play him now. But I didn't think Alec Baldwin was funny anyway. Baconator says, people still watch SNL? Yeah, it's been really bad this year and last year. It's just crazy. And yeah, now Baconator talking about all these celebrities who claim they're going to move, but they aren't. What do you think of these celebrities saying that they think that they thought their opinions matter? Like, you need to vote for us for Hillary because she's the best. If not, I'm moving to Canada or Mexico. Okay. Well, what are you waiting for? Get the hell out of here. We don't want you here. No one's worse than that frickin' girl, Lena Dunham. I mean, she's just disgusting. She needs to get out of here. Now, did you all hear about Hillary Clinton screaming obscenities and throwing objects in her election night meltdown? Well, if you didn't, you definitely should. You definitely should try to check that out. Definitely fantastic stuff there. And there's a bunch of articles all over the place for that. Now, we have Hillary Clinton was screaming obscenities, throwing objects election night post-meltdown. And if anyone wants to give us a call about this, please do. 718-717-8296 is the number to call right here on the UCYTV network. Definitely some great stuff going on there. You're right here. Tonight, we'll take your calls about anything or write it to us in the chat. Not much going on in the chat at this moment. But anyway, back to Hillary screaming obscenities and throwing objects in election night meltdown. So the mystery of Hillary Clinton, the milk carton missing on election night, it appears to be solved. How about that? We were wondering where she was. A Tuesday night of catharsis for Donald Trump voters turned into an evening of rage for Hillary Clinton as the Democratic presidential nominee, anticipating the post-election reaction of many of her supporters, began shouting profanities, banging tables, and turning objects not nailed down to the floor. How about that? And she says Donald Trump's unfit to be president. According to sources, Secret Service officers have said that after Hillary realized she lost, she went into a rage. Officers a Secret Service officer said she started to yell and scream obscenities and was pounding furniture. She picked up objects, threw them at attendants and staff. She was just in an uncontrollable rage. Could you just imagine the scene going on wherever she was watching this? It must have been crazy. And then, she sends out campaign manager John Podesta, and let's play his audio here for you as to what he had to say. Let's take a listen here. This is the audio. Hopefully you can hear it.
Thank you.
I must have been. Must have been crazy.
Well, folks, I know you've been here a long time, and it's been a long night, and it's been a long campaign. But I could say we can wait a little longer, can't we? They're still counting votes, and every vote
This.
So we're not going to have anything more to say tonight. So listen to me. Thank you. Everybody should head home. You should get some sleep. We'll have more to say tomorrow. I want you to know, I want every person in this hall to know, and I want every person across the country who supported Hillary to know that your voices and your enthusiasm means so much to her and to Tim and to all of us. We are so proud of you. And we are so proud of her. She's done an amazing job, and she has not done yet. So thank you for being with her. She has always been with you. I have to say this tonight. Good night. We will be back. We'll have more to say. Let's get those votes counted, and let's bring this home. Thank you so much for all of you have done. You are in all of our hearts. Thank you.
So there we are, as John Podesta lying to the people of America. What a deplorable action. Hillary is not done yet. Well, she's done. At that point, he knew she was done. She just didn't want to talk because she was raging, and he said they're still counting, too close to call. Didn't happen. But yeah, next day, Hillary gave her concession speech. So if any of you have any points of view on that whole situation, give me a call, 718-717-8296. So we'll discuss that. Or write in the chat as well. Otto says John Spear cooking Podesta. Yeah, so pretty crazy that she went in this rage, darn stuff. And another note to, according to Breitbart, people say they're amazed Bill's marriage survived. I'm amazed, saying they're amazed Bill survived this marriage. And the next day, he did appear at the concession speech, the Blaze concession speech, wearing purple tie. But luckily, he didn't have any purple marks on his face, which would have suggested that she'd beat him or something. But everyone was in purple, black there, mourning the loss. I remember they had to cancel Hillary's fireworks. And she just went home. So she didn't really care about the people, obviously. So that's what happened in the last week. And more and more things are coming out now. More and more things. Moving on here from politics is the MLB hot stove. There's been a lot going on MLB offseason so far. Howie Kendrick was traded from the Dodgers to the Phillies. The biggest trade so far, but the winter meetings are coming up. What I want to discuss here is the New York Mets for a second. They gave Neil Walker a qualifying offer of $17.2 million. Let that sink in for a second. Yep, $17.2 million just for the next season. That's a lot of money. Now, is this going to deter them from signing the man they need, Yoenis Cespedes? I think it might, which is really scary, because they need this guy. What are they going to do without him? The lineup will look really bad. Got to have him in there every day. They might trade Jay Bruce to free up some money. That's fine. Conforto needs to play every day. I definitely don't want to see any more Lucas Duda over at first base. See enough of him. Can't hit. Strikes out too much. And the pitching, hopefully they're all back, ready to go. But yeah, Familia's going to be suspended, so hopefully they could sign a closer like Mark Melanson or Kenley Jansen, which would be great. Other than that, the main thing is sign Cespedes. If you don't sign Cespedes, you're done. And if you don't sign Cespedes, he's probably going to go to the Nationals, which is going to make that even better because 2 years in a row they're going to take the Mets' best player, Daniel Murphy, who's probably going to MVP, and then you want Cespedes. And what's going to happen? The Nationals are going to win the division again. The Mets are going to be buried. The Mets just lost again. Bartolo, if you didn't hear right at Bartolo Colon going to the Braves. The Braves the day before signed R.A. Dickey. The Braves plan to probably sign Kelly Johnson, then trade him along with Bartolo Colon to the Mets again, which is what they do every year. They trade Kelly Johnson to the Mets. They keep getting all these prospects. So smart thinking upon the part of the GM there. But these things take time. Winter meetings are coming up very shortly, and we'll just have to wait and see. Just have to wait and see. And moving on here to our NFL discussion. First, we have to recap what was Week 10 in the NFL season. Thursday night, terrible game. Browns lose again. I think the Browns are going 0-16 now. I just don't see the light at the end of the tunnel for them. Ravens beat them. They're in first place. You had the Chiefs. They were losing 17 yesterday. They come back to win 20-17 against the Panthers. The Broncos beat the Saints, which is crazy because the Saints had a touchdown to tie the game at 23. All they do is kick an extra point to win the game. Instead, it's blocked and taken back for 2 points, even though it looked like he was clear out of bounds. The guy was wearing white shoes, though, so they said he blended in with the sideline. So maybe all the players should wear white shoes because it could be the difference in a game. They can win or lose a game thanks to the white shoes. I mean, as crazy as that is to think about, it is the truth. And, it's just insane. And, when things come down to such simple things like as if the guy's wearing white shoes or not helps win the game. So it's pretty crazy. Otto here says he wants to hear the Hulk Hogan theme song, and you know what? Why not?
I am a real American, fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American, fight for what's right, fight for what's right. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside, you gotta take a stand, you don't have to hide. If you hurt my friends, then you hurt my pride. I gotta be a man, I can't let it slide. I am a real American, fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American, fight for what's right, fight for your life.
So there you have it, a little I'm a Real American in honor of the election season, which is wrapped up. Yeah, but back to the NFL here, brother. Just recapping the rest of Week 10 real quick. Rams beat the Jets. They didn't even score a touchdown, yet they won 9-6. But now Case Keenum being benched for number one overall pick Jared Goff. Jets are terrible. It's great. Titans destroyed the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is good, but he can't do it all by himself. Marcus Mariota becoming one of the best quarterbacks in the game. Eagles beat the Falcons. What a disgraceful performance by the Falcons. Redskins beat the Vikings 26-20. The Vikings started off 5-0, now they're 5-4. So, yes, they lost 4 in a row. Texans beat the Jaguars 24-21 in the game with 2 terrible quarterback performances between Blake Bortles and, of course, broken Brock Osweiler. We also had the Buccaneers defeat the Bears. Terrible game. Dolphins win again 4 in a row. Beat the Chargers 31-21. 49ers lose to the Cardinals 23-20. Sunday night, the Seahawks somehow beat the Patriots. Came down to the end of the 4th down. Cowboys beat the Steelers because the Steelers' offensive line was terrible. Elliott ran all over them. No contact against him. Then we had Bengals taking on the Giants. The Giants won 21-20. Great defensive performance. Time to start considering Steve Spagnuolo one of the top defensive coordinators in the National Football League. He was just amazing. Absolutely amazing. And his blitz packages and everything were just great. Absolutely great. And they won the game thanks to the defense. This week, Thursday night, Saints-Panthers. Saints will probably win that game. Cardinals-Vikings, the Cardinals, I'll take them in that game. Bills-Bengals could go either way. But I think the Bengals will rebound. Giants-Bears. You think the Giants would win, they should win. But the thing is, I'm going to the game, and every game I've ever gone to, the Giants have lost. So something to keep your eye on. John says the Giants are going to win. He's not going to make it to the rest of the show, folks. Sorry about that. But he says the Giants will win. Browns, Steelers. Bucks, Chiefs. Cowboys, Ravens. Let's hope the Ravens can win. And what's a Tony Romo giving like this sad speech as if he's like retiring, just to say, the backup. That doesn't take any questions. That did not make any sense. And then Jaguars, Lions. I'll go with the Lions. Titans, Colts, Titans. I'm taking Patriots to go to take on the 49ers. Definitely the Patriots can destroy them. Rams, Dolphins. Dolphins will win easily. Seahawks, Eagles could go either way. Packers, Redskins. I'm going to go with the Packers. And lastly, you got the Texans taking on the Raiders. Ladies and gentlemen, I just hope that you all enjoyed this evening's program. And enjoy your weekend, everybody. We'll see you back here next week for an edition of Sports, Politics, and More, breaking down everything from elections to wrestling to protesters to MLB hot stove to NFL, basketball, hockey, you name it, and everything in between. Good night, everybody, and thank you for listening. I'm Nick Durst. You can check me out on Twitter at Nick_Durst.